Hi, this is Eric Metcalf, and you're watching the Unhappy Hour.
Broadcasting to you live from the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, and planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, California, Los Angeles to be specific. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Unhappy Hour here on the TNAM Sports Network. All right. My name is Brian Engelman. I've been doing this for 7 years, and for the past 4 of them, the Cleveland Cavaliers have played the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. I will take what appears to be a feeling of being overmatched to the feeling of being the worst team in the league, drafting number 1 overall consistently. I don't like that feeling. That wasn't good. So for everybody who is I don't know, maybe feeling a little down or feeling negative or pushing LeBron James out the door, or at least acknowledging that you think LeBron James is a goner, you know, I'm just trying to figure it out, because if you're talking pure superstar, no, you don't have Kyrie Irving on the team. You don't have Dwayne Wade at his prime on your team. But there are good players, and they are playing pretty decent. There's a couple of areas that we could upgrade and that we could improve, but you know, I'm not buying the narrative that this team is straight trash. You don't make it to 4 straight NBA Finals if you're trash. So here's some notes that I had on today's game. Go ahead and leave your comments in the Facebook group. So if you're watching this on this camera, you're in Facebook. It's a private group called The Unhappy Hour Sports Show, a support group. Tell your friends, invite your friends, join it. If you're watching on this camera, you're on youtube.com/The New American Media. So if you're here on Facebook, make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. Click subscribe, click the notifications, and leave some comments on our shows. These are just some notes in no particular order, kind of chronologically, but I left some space, and so they might be peppered around. But my takeaway from the game today, and I'll get to it in 1 second. I want to get to what Rick is saying. Rick is saying Warriors have 3 Hall of Famers and another All-Star. What can the best player on the planet actually do? It's a good point. What's he really going to do in Houston? What's he going to do in Boston? What's he going to do in Philly? I mean, you have players on the Cavs. I had this thought. The way you beat the Warriors is bully ball. And tonight, the Cavs were getting a lot of these rebounds that they totally flubbed in Game 2. I'm not buying that LeBron necessarily needs to leave. Should the Cavs trade their number 8 overall pick for a proven superstar? Try to sign a free agent? A sign and trade? I don't know. Maybe there's not enough flexibility on the roster. Maybe you package a high-priced contract with a number 8 pick, and then you get somebody back. I just think that there's stuff that we can do. I'm not ready to say that this is the swan song and that it's all over. But honestly, the Cavaliers are the only team in the NBA that have taken down the Warriors in the past 4 years. The only team. Justin in the Facebook group saying, watch out for LeBron and PG3 joining in Los Angeles. It could happen. Would I feel the same way about LeBron James that I felt when he left the first time? No, I wouldn't feel the same. It would make me infinitely sad, and I don't want to think about that. It is possible. I mean, Magic Johnson is usually pretty decent at whatever he goes after, and you know, even a 34-year-old LeBron James is better than every other player in the league. So why not? It'll fill seats at Staples Center. Anyway, here's some thoughts that I had on the game. Kevin Love is very valuable, stretching the floor, hitting long distance shots. And just the way that he was boxing out the players tonight was really impressive. The rebounds he was getting, it was very impressive. It was bully ball. I wrote down the note, this is how you're going to beat this team. You got to muscle them. This is a game that the Cavaliers were in charge of. We had command of this game, a lot of this game. In the first, the Cavs came out really aggressive. Really aggressive. And probably play of the game, play of the series was LeBron getting hung up just past the free throw line. Kind of did that step and push where he launched his own shot off the backboard, grabbed his own rebound, and dunked it. And so something I'm trying to figure out, if that's a shot and a missed shot, do you get the rebound? Do you get the assist? It's an interesting play to figure out how you stuff the stats on that. Can you give yourself an assist? But yeah, I thought the Cavs had a blueprint showing this is how you're going to beat the Warriors. You got to muscle them. And with Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love plus LeBron James, they were able to get some muscle on those guys. They're not a strong team. That's how you're going to take them down. I mean, Draymond is the one guy that plays you a little tough, but he's a hothead and he's a clumsy, oafish, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling clown out there. He'll get himself in trouble. He'll get himself in foul trouble at least, if not technical foul trouble like he did today. Yeah, J.R. Smith was he was getting a few fouls called on him. He was drawing some fouls. Did a pretty good job at some points, and then there were obviously defensive flubs that the Golden State Warriors figured out in their research of the Cavaliers in the press room. In the video room, going over the footage. How many rotations led to wide open shots? It happened, 10 times a game? I don't know what that stat's called where you miss a defensive assignment or you got hung up on a rotation. But it happened to the Cavs over and over. It's hard to win because this was a 110-102 win. But Durant hit that three-pointer. It was 107-102. This was basically a back-and-forth possession game for a lot of the game. It was a very close game, hinging on one play here, one play there. By the end, Kevin Durant hit a super long three-pointer, and we ended up losing. But this was a real close game. I put down the Tristan Thompson. Tristan Thompson does make a big difference. He's not totally useless around the hoop. He can make some shots. And holy crap, just give him some credit. That up and under thing that he had, went up, did it sweeping around, lifting it with I think it was his left hand. That was a really good play. That was really impressive. I was happy to see Tristan doing that because when you can become a threat, he kind of has that little baby hook, that sky hook, that little jump shot, that push shot, and obviously the dunks and what have you. He's a difference maker. He's not Kevin Durant. He's not Steph Curry. But he's a really strong player that forces a lot of other teams to do things they're not comfortable or good at doing. Yeah, I already got into that when LeBron goes all-star game mode. That was play of the game, play of the series. It was just an awesome moment. It's a more awesome moment if we get that win. We didn't. But anyway, yeah, Golden State got their first lead of the game, 62-61 in the third quarter. That's, that whole first quarter, we were pretty much running the table with the Golden State Warriors, and you look up and the scores, it got real close again. You're like, how are we not up by 15 here? We're playing a really good team. We're playing a very talented team. I know I talk a little bit of trash about the Warriors, but I'm sick of playing them. I'm sick of their games. I'm sick of the antics. I'm sick of Draymond Green. And Rick Buckner in the chat room, he's saying Draymond is untouchable. He can say and do whatever he wants. The officials are scared of him. Chris Broussard said KD is cementing his legacy from his performance tonight. Kiss my grits. I edited what he really said. I don't think he said kiss my grits. Look, KD came out and had a pretty mammoth game. What was it, 43 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists from KD. Every time you looked up, Steph wasn't doing anything, Draymond wasn't doing anything, Clay wasn't doing anything. How we lost this game is kind of, I can't really put a finger on it. Except KD won the game for him. Give him credit, whatever, but that's the reality of it. I thought Steph Curry had an awesome pass. If you have a chance to go back and see it, I think it was in the third quarter. I think it was a one-handed pass, and JR put his hand up, and it went right in between. Just an awesome pass in the third quarter. Cavs defense, way too many wide-open breakdowns. Sorry, I'm going to move this my notes sheet out in front here. My question for you guys, if you can leave some comments. Is it the same officiating crew for every game? I missed that. I don't if they've talked about it. I haven't noticed. Is it the same referee crew for every finals game, or do they rotate those guys in? If you can tell me in the chat room, if you can type it below, anything you know about the referees. There is a guy there. I don't know if it's a guy, but there's a person on YouTube that was commenting on our last video that we had. I wonder if it's still up here. No, I don't think I have it up anymore. But apparently they go through all of the games and talk about if the refs are rigging things. There was definitely some uneven calls tonight again, but this one was a little tough to tell. Larry Nance gave some good energy at one point here. Didn't play a whole heck of a lot, but he had good energy. LeBron to JR halfway through the second. Yeah, it was an interesting moment. Halfway through the second, JR got the ball, kicked it to LeBron. LeBron had it. I mean, it was hot potato. No, JR, you shoot it. And he knocked it down. So that was pretty cool. Just something to look at. Draymond Green hit Tristan Thompson in the eye again. Is the league going to look at this? How many times were you watching the game and you looked at LeBron and went, ooh, this bloody eyeball? You believe one referee was a rollover. The gentleman. Nice vernacular. The refs. Yes, that one was a rollover. Then who are the others? They're new, or they come back? Do they rotate every other game? I'll admit to needing a little bit more info on the referee crew, on the officiating crew. If you could catch me up to speed, I would greatly appreciate that. That would be super cool. But yeah, it was interesting. Hot potato. No, you shoot it. Anyway, back to Draymond. He hit Tristan Thompson in the eye. I don't know that these are accidental. I don't think that these are accidental. So is Draymond Green untouchable? He can say and do whatever he wants, and the refs are scared of him. There's something to this, and why? For who likes Draymond Green? I think he's a bum. I think he's a total bum. I think he's a cheap shot artist. I think he's a dirty player. Just look at his lowlights, not his highlights. Go look at his lowlights. Dude can't hit an open shot to save him. Let him shoot it every time. He's got some good defensive energy. He's got some good rebounding energy. He can make an assist. He can do some fundamental things okay. But the guy's a bum. Why is the NBA protecting him over the league's best player? That doesn't make any sense to me. You used to breathe or look the wrong way at Michael Jordan. You would look the wrong way at Michael Jordan, and you would get a technical called on you. Shrek likes him. Thanks, Ray. Hannah, how do I like this comment? There we go. Moving on, Draymond hit Tristan in the eye. Curry tackling LeBron. Yeah, that was another foul that was initially called on LeBron James, but he got him arm locked and dragged him down. LeBron doing his typical, what do you... And it was overturned eventually, but how did you miss that call in the first place? Are you missing these calls? This isn't a ticky-tack thing. You're getting tackled by little Steph Curry. Anyway, I'd like to know this, too. How in the world do the Cleveland Cavaliers go an entire quarter, not just an entire quarter, an entire first half of the game without shooting a single free throw? Let me ask you again. How is it that the Cleveland Cavaliers went an entire first half without attempting a single free throw? Pretty stunning statistic. I can't remember the last time that's happened. That's a pretty rare thing. It's like if you see a guy hit 3 home runs or 4 home runs or 5 home runs in the same game, you go, when did I see that the last time? When was the last? I'm not saying it's impossible, that it's never happened. It's just, it's very rare. It's like perfect game baseball rare. Actually, for you math geeks out there, tell me, how rare is it? Is it something that happens all the time? Or is this just ridiculous? I missed when they were talking about it, so I got to look through the stats. I already said Tristan Thompson went full Jordan Kobe mode with his up and under. It was a great move. Watch that Tristan Thompson highlight. You got to hand it to him. Got to hand it to KD. He had a very good game. He kept changing momentum. Got to hand it to Tristan there. That was a pretty good move. Third quarter got me really tense as we fell behind. Outscored by 8 points in the third. You know, the Warriors are a very good third quarter team. What are you going to do? Although, for the record, let me say this. If you're going to be the king and you want to get GOAT status, what if you came back and beat the Warriors on a 3-0 deficit, an 0-3 deficit? Warriors blew a 3-0 lead? Ooh. Ooh. Remember the time that the Cavs beat the Warriors when the Warriors blew a 0-3 lead, a 3-0 lead? You remember that? I do. Wouldn't that be a great story? Close your eyes and envision what that looks like. How does LeBron's legacy change? Does he stay in Cleveland? Those are fun things that I want to ask. I'd love to get figured out. I really liked Rodney Hood. Actually, let me pull up his final stats. I made notes. Excuse me. There we go. Rodney Hood, 7 for 11. 11 shots. Let's go through. LeBron had 28 shots. JR had 14. Love had 13. Hood had 11. LeBron had 33. Love had 20. JR had 13. And Rodney Hood had 15. Rodney Hood gave you 15 points. What's up, Robert? If you have comments or questions below, type them below, please. Looking like a Sith Lord tonight. Check out Rob's post in the Unhappy Hour Sports Show, a support group. Pretty funny. With a stogie and some scotch or something. What were you having? Rodney Hood was aggressive in 26 minutes. I mean, he was really bringing the energy. It makes you think. It makes you wonder. It makes you rethink who you have in Rodney Hood and how does that line up and match up in Game 4. Because now we got 4 games to win in a must-win series. Is it likely? Is it unlikely? Yes, it's unlikely. It's never happened before. Yeah, see, by the way, Rick just made a point here about Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick, I think the quote he said, I don't think I'm the problem that he wants to have right now. And it's like, oh. And this was after Steph Curry got up in Kendrick Perkins' face. For I don't know for what. He didn't move anything at all. And Steph seemed to take some issue with it. So Kendrick Perkins, you know, and I thought about this. I had this vision. I went, oh, what if Steph got up in his face? And I think it was The Starters. I don't know what show I was watching, but they're talking about because the NBA is not a fighting league anymore. Since it's not a fighting league, the players know that, and so they run their mouths and talk trash even more too, because they know nobody's going to back it up. But Steph Curry ain't about that life. I had the thought, what if Kendrick Perkins would have broken his jaw? Just little kid comes up and starts running his mouth in his face and just knocks him out cold. Breaks his jaw. What would that do to the series? I just had that thought. I'm not saying I advocate. I'm hoping it happens. I just had the thought. It's like, geez, there was your chance. Because Rick is saying here, Kendrick comes out of his suit and assassinates the Warrior starters. That's a start to coming out of this deficit. If the plane goes down, if everybody eats bad sushi. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do with Perk. But I think we got a player in Rodney Hood, somebody that's going to add something different to the team. Got something there. Jeff Green ain't giving you a lot. Kyle Korver ain't giving you a lot. No points from Korver on 0 of 4 shooting. 0 for 2 from the three-point line. Jeff Green, 18 minutes, gave you 3 points. No rebounds. An assist. -7, plus minus. I mean, the one thing about Rodney Hood, though, he was a -12 while he was on the floor. But then again, you know, it's an 8-point game and we lost. So I digress. Anyway, moving along with my notes. Fourth quarter, Rodney Hood, you know, brought us back 87-86. Cavs took the lead again. But there were 2 things that were killing the Cavaliers tonight. You had the unforced errors by the Cavs. the things that we were doing that were just really stupid. They were boneheaded, bad passes out of bounds. And, things happen in playoff games and in basketball games in general. Things will happen. You're going to have moments of boneheaded stuff. But all things considered, Cavs had quite a few brain farts, unforced errors. Because you kind of have to play a near-perfect game to beat the Warriors. We all know it. And we did not play a near-perfect game. We had plenty of errors. Braun, obviously, with a triple-double. I guess it's obviously, but 33 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. 4 turnovers. Yeah, George Hill was a pretty non-factor. 27 points, 27 minutes, 5 points. But look, this is a game that there's some stuff that happened. Steph went 3 of 16. Only 11 points. Klay Thompson went 4 of 11 for 10 points. Draymond 4 of 8 for 10. This was Durant's world. We were living in it. 15 of 23, 6 of 9 from the 3-point line. That's a strong showing. 7 of 7 from the free throw line. 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and a steal. 3 turnovers. I mean, those are MVP stats. That's who you got. You got an MVP here. You got an MVP in Steph Curry, who was pretty much neutralized. Durant was the difference maker. What are you going to do? Braun had his triple-double. Yeah. What is this? Kevin Durant with 40 points flubs the rebound at 3 minutes left. Yeah, back and forth fourth quarter. Huge 3 by LeBron with 2 minutes left. Cavs cut it to 1 point with 2 minutes left. This is a 1-point game. 1-point game with 2 minutes left. Durant hit the deep 3, the dagger, to take the 6-point lead. Warriors won, 110-102. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the game. If you have any more comments, leave them below. I don't want to do this all night. Plus, I'm sniffling. Got a sneezy. Sorry, I've been fighting it off since I sat down to do the show. I don't know why. I'm getting a little allergic to losing, maybe. Rick is saying those guys play like trash, meaning Curry and Thompson and most of the rest of the Warriors. He says those guys play like trash and the Cavs still lose. As Vince McMahon would say, #no chance. I'm giving us a chance. Excuse me. I'm giving us a chance for the reason that we became the only team to ever come back from a 3-1 deficit. And why not us? Why not this year? We have the best player in the game. Doesn't feel good right now. But, it's a little bit of the Cavs losing this game. And it's a little bit of the Warriors going out and taking this game. It's a little of both. The Cavs were doing a lot of things right tonight. And that's the tough part here. Cavs had a fourth quarter lead. Cut it to 1-point game with 2 minutes left. Ended up losing. 1 point, 1 possession game. In game 1, we end up losing. If we were able to take that one, if we were able to keep the momentum in this one. But we didn't. Well, they say if your aunt had different genitals, she'd be my uncle. You feel good. Miller Lite helps. Cheers. Cleveland Browns. Having a little grapefruit juice. I'm sorry, cranberry juice. But anyway, those are some of my notes. This is what I do. Try and take notes and give you hot takes. Anyway, I digress. Cavs now face a potential of 4 straight elimination games to win this championship. And maybe that's what it's going to take for LeBron James to get the title of GOAT from some of you people. Maybe he's not meant to win more than just one, and it's the wrong time to have the best player in the league on your team because you're going up against the best team in history. Or maybe To become the GOAT, you got to slay Goliath. Time will tell. But thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for talking with me in this game. Thanks for leaving your comments in the chat room. I appreciate it. We'll post this. Leave your comments below. And I'm really looking forward to the Cleveland Browns season, for the record, coming soon. The Cleveland Indians hopefully starting to get on track, still in first place, but not a great first half so far. It's a good time to make that transition. Get out to the damn ballpark, spend some money on the team. They're putting a good product out there. Go support them. I'm not done on my Cavs. I'm approaching this finals in a different way. I've come to grips with the fact that it's a very uphill battle. The extra drama of LeBron possibly leaving, that adds something to it. But this isn't the first time we've had to face this. So time will tell. I think that we have some good talent on this team. I think the people that just want to look and go, oh, we can't change our roster and we got a bunch of bums. I don't think we have a bunch of bums. I think if Kyrie Irving didn't blow this thing up in the offseason, we'd be looking at a very different situation. So, anyhow, thanks for watching. Subscribe on youtube.com/thenewamericanmedia. Find our Facebook group, The Unhappy Hour Sports Show, a support group. Support us on patreon.com/thenewamericanmedia. On Twitter, we're at American_media_. And then on Instagram, Instagram.com/thenewamericanmedia for current events, politics, and all the things. As well as Instagram.com/theunhappyhour for all sports. So, signing out here in Los Angeles. Cavaliers go down 110-102 to the Golden State Warriors tonight behind a mammoth 43-point game from Kevin Durant. I'm not losing hope. Wouldn't it just be fitting for LeBron and the Cavs to have to come back from a 3-0 deficit now? Do you remember where you were when that happened? When LeBron had perhaps his finest season in year 15 for the Cleveland Cavaliers? That's the storyline I'm going to be thinking of between now and Game 4. Whether it happens or not, time will tell. But I'm going to think positive. We have a multiple-time NBA champion, multiple-time NBA MVP. I'm going to put some faith in LeBron. I'm going to put some faith in our coaching staff, some faith in our role players, the rest of our team, the rest of our starters. I think we got a shot. Signing out. To be continued.